This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, February the 11th. I'm Colonel Sanders, as James Spann promised yesterday, so I'm bringing you the Weather Xtreme video today in place of the vacationing Brian Peters. Here's a look at your Skycam network this morning. Kind of a cloudy, God, what do you want to say here? Wintry looking day, and certainly is, as temperatures are going to be much colder. Did I say much colder? Yes. How about a look at Fayette? Kind of looks like the end of the world from the sky up there. Beautiful shot, though, with a nice northwesterly wind affecting us. Pressure gradient getting pretty tight from a high-pressure system located over Kansas and Nebraska. And that pressure gradient responsible for a wind advisory for area lakes for today. In the upper atmosphere, you can see why it's pretty cold. Look at that fetch coming right out of the northern Canadian provinces and coming down across the central part of the country. And you can certainly see that cold air when you look at the temperature map across the country. Very cold with single digit and minus digits down in there. Haven't seen too much minus digits for the last few weeks at least, anyway, for much of 2012. But certainly one of our colder days is in store for us tomorrow, and perhaps even today. Today, the high is going to be the problem. We're not going to see much in the way of a climb in temperatures. As a matter of fact, we may just simply stay in the 30s for much of the day today with that good northwesterly flow that you see there, north and northwesterly flow. Winds expected to be 15 to 25 with gusts to 30 miles an hour, and again, wind advisory for area lakes. We may see a few sprinkles or flurries, but certainly no major winter weather to be expected. Now, there are winter weather advisories. Those are those purple ones up the Appalachians, and some hard freeze warnings in effect across the Gulf Coast. Those are those blue areas. The reds are also a high fire danger, but also a hard freeze watch in effect for tomorrow morning, as we expect to see temperatures drop back into the teens. QPF-wise, not much precipitation today. But we do expect to see precipitation coming into the forecast probably Monday night and Tuesday. All right, let's get to the 06Z GFS model run, and here is the surface map for today at midday. This is 18Z, and you can see the 540 line down in the vicinity of Troy, and certainly nice northwesterly fetch. If you follow that from central Alabama up across Illinois and the western Great Lakes, and then back up to the north-central Canadian provinces, you can see why it's going to be a bit cold. The big trough moves off fairly quickly. Things are moving very fast in the flow, and I guess that's good because we're not going to stay cold real long time. And there is a look at the upper air pattern, and then here is the 540 line coming back just a little bit, now more or less in the vicinity of about Clanton. So we are going to be a fairly chilly day tomorrow as well, especially in the morning. But for Sunday, we'll probably see at least maybe lower 40s. All right, we get to Monday, and we are under kind of a weak ridge as that big trough moves off well out into the Atlantic. But now we're dealing with kind of a double-barrel threat. We've got a little short wave over Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma, and then we've got another one over California that's pretty intense out there. And for us, that means we'll probably stay dry with the high pressure for the day, the high pressure over South Carolina, but at least for the day, we should stay dry. And the European in pretty good agreement with what the GFS is saying. They don't stay in agreement, but they are at least at this particular time frame. All right, the little lead shortwave moves off to the mid-Atlantic states pretty fast, and the second one digs into the Four Corners area, and that should bring a little precipitation our way, especially late Monday night and into early Tuesday, but probably ending during the day. Now, pretty good agreement on the rain for both of this, so the European showing maybe a tad more rain than what the GFS is, but certainly, at least in position, they're both pretty good on that. All right, we get to Wednesday. We dry out with another shot of southwesterly flow setting up, so you can see that we are going to warm up nicely back into the 60s. So the cold just doesn't stay long, and we should be dry on Wednesday. Now, there are some differences here, and this is when the two kind of diverge in their solutions. The European is much more aggressive with the precipitation with this particular system, and it actually shows by midday that the rain could be getting to into Mississippi. So a little bit of a difference here, but not a huge difference, at least at this point. The little short wave comes on by fairly quickly, and you can see it over the Ohio River Valley, and then we see some precipitation. So once again, Thursday becomes a day with a little bit of rain. The GFS, not as aggressive with the amounts as the European. The European is much more aggressive, a stronger low-pressure system. So at least some model differences, but they both are in agreement that we'll see another wet day on Thursday. All right, we get out into Friday. And that one system is now up, off the Atlantic coast of New England. And we have another one coming across the Great Lakes. And then we have the one hanging back just south of the Four Corners area over the Texas, New Mexico area, West Texas. And that system is going to be producing some precipitation in the Northwest Gulf. And probably that precipitation is going to stay south of us. And actually, believe it or not, the European is in relatively, I wouldn't say perfect agreement, but certainly suggesting that the precipitation would be in the Gulf. That short wave from the Texas, New Mexico area comes across Texas on Saturday, a week from today. And once again, that looks like the bulk of the precipitation will stay to our south, but we probably will have some cloudy skies and may need to introduce the chance for some precipitation. All right, let's go out into Voodoo. And, of course, we know what that means. But, once again, watching some trends. And the GFS suggesting a southwesterly flow, pretty strong southwesterly flow. So the 21st here looks fairly warm. We stay pretty warm, but we have a pretty wet system that looks like it's coming through around the 24th. And then the 26th, as we head towards the end of February. And once again, that looks like it could be a warm situation. So no immediate signs of anything in the way of extreme cold other than what we're going to be experiencing for today and tomorrow and Monday morning. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video. I appreciate you letting Colonel Sanders sit in for the vacationing Brian Peters. I expect him to be back tomorrow. In the meantime, let's eat some chicken.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
In back-to-back ratings periods,
more people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.